Hello, welcome back. It's Joshua again from Ask the Child Whisperer. And today I'm going to talk about how do you coach a kid through a tantrum. So remember, if you saw the video prior, if you haven't, please go back and watch that where I describe different pushback styles, tantrum versus meltdown versus flare up. So right now I'm talking about the basic tantrum. So the tantrums are developmentally appropriate. And you actually do want all children to have tantrums because that means that they are discriminating. They have preferences. They feel confident enough to express their own ideas and to show like their passion. Like, I hate doing that. I love doing that. So you do want to see tantrums. So if you are on team, there will be no tantrums in my house. Remember, you are going to delay and impair part of their development, right? How they come into their own, how they can share their opinions with other people. So when kids initially start growing into their own, they go from yes, yes, yes to like, oh, heck no. So the oh, heck no is the tantrum that we see. We are helping our little human refine their pushback. So I do want them to tell me they hate this, they don't like this, they don't want to do this, I can't do this. But how can they express this to me in a way that I can help them, that I get it? That's what you're actually doing with a tantrum. Your job is not to stop tantrums. Your job is to refine that expression. So I hope that is helpful for you. So if you're so what you don't want to say are things like, cut it out, you're too big for that, shut your mouth, follow what I'm saying, I'm the boss, don't ask me questions, yes, we are going to do it. All of these things make your child go into survival mode rather than learning to navigate an uncomfortable situation, right? When you get big, when you get bossy, when you become intimidating, your kid goes into survival mode. So how can I survive this person that's scaring me? They're not really focusing on the details of how to navigate that experience that initially shocked them. And I don't want your kid to focus on you because you will come and go. Your kid is part of the world. We are only caretakers of our children for a finite amount of time. If you think about it, they have to navigate and talk to a lot, hundreds of thousands of people over a lifetime. So when your kid has a tantrum, I want you to stop. And instead of saying, oh my God, she's starting to throw, spit, blah, 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 I want you to notice, what time is it? What is going on in the house? Are we in the kitchen? Are we in the living room? Are we in the parking lot? Or are we in the store? So context is everything, because the context may be what's causing a flare up for your kid, not necessarily the direction you've given them. So it helps us to realize patterns like, you know what, I realize every time we're in the kitchen, this is generally where they happen. So then we can troubleshoot what else is going on. Are you multitasking too much? For some kids, is it too bright? Is it too loud? Too many people in the space? Are too many adults coming in? So your kid doesn't know who's in charge of what. So knowing what is happening when it's happening helps us figure out why our kid is getting so surprised by the request or the expectation we've made. Next, ask your kid, what surprised you? What's tricky for you? Because in saying, hey, listen, we need to go check the mailbox outside, and your kid flips out, I'm assuming it's checking the mailbox that has surprised them. What if they're surprised by the fact that, oh, I've also mentioned they have to have their shoes on to do this, and it's the shoes that are the issue. It's not actually going to check the mailbox. So the ability to ask your child to slow yourself down and not assume helps the child learn to give you details you can work with. Kids think because up to this point, you've read my mind, before I even ask you for some milk, you're already pouring it because we're so in sync that you know I'm getting thirsty. A kid is so accustomed to people being in sync with them that suddenly when you make bigger leaps and they don't agree, they think you know why they don't agree. So that's something both of you have to learn, that as children grow, you're not in sync the same because now they're having their own ideas and opinions. So again, let's move back. When your kid has pushback, which is a tantrum, what is happening in that time and space? Step 2, ask them what is surprising them. Step 3, figure out if you can slow yourself down. If you cannot slow yourself down, meaning you have a hard deadline, it means pushing through is going to be messy. So it's going to be messy for you and it's going to be messy for your kid. So you can't put that all on your kid because they're having a tantrum. They are having an appropriate reaction. So if it's going to be messy, then be gentle messy. Try not to give threats. I'm going to tell your dad, well, you're not going to go to the park tomorrow, because you're now throwing all these punishments based on no real information other than your kid is having a fit. And so you're pinning yourself up against the wall. So let's not burn bridges. Let's just say, I know you're crying, but I'm going to just pick you up and go to the car because we just got to keep moving. I can ask you when we get there. I know you don't like it. I know you don't agree, but we're just going to do this thing and you're going to try to move it forward because you have no choice. Now, sometimes you actually do have more of a choice than you think. You just feel a lot of societal pressure. What I want you to do is tell yourself, and this is going to take 15 minutes. What you thought was going to take 2 minutes, just say, well, this is going to take 15 minutes. This may take 20 minutes. So then you have the time to stop talking because you have to come back down because you're also surprised by their reaction. And when you get surprised, I don't want you to go into fight or flight, that you just overwhelm you. I want you to be a little bit more present in the moment. So assume it's going to take longer, and then what surprised you? Then you're going to figure out what are the options. Do you slowly hit the mark? Do you give assistance to hit the mark? Or do you say, you know what, this surprised you so much. This time I'm going to do it. Tomorrow, it's probably going to happen again. That I'm going to say, we have to go check the mailbox. So therefore, I'm coaching them for the future opportunity, because in this moment in time, either you're overwhelmed or you're too tired, or you just can't see it happening, or your child is just like deer in a headlight and you don't know how to move forward. So then we're just coaching for the next opportunity. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you understand why tantrums are necessary and important, and that our job is not to stop them, it is to refine them. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to send me an email, info@askthechildwhisperer.com. You can send me a DM on Instagram @askthechildwhisperer. But remember, if you feel like you are stuck against this repetitively, you're getting really frustrated, you've become a hitter, you've become a threatener, you've become a yeller, you feel very stressed because other people make comments about you, this is the perfect time to reach out to me. For some people, you just need one call to listen to your gut, to get some objective support, to feel seen and heard, and then you will be on your merry way. Hope you have a great rest of the day, and I hope you find a moment to laugh.